This is a quick recording I'm going to do for a patient. We did it together. So I'm going to go over the report quickly. So we scanned, I think there were 250 biomarkers we were scanning, but it could be more. I have to see. The baseline we scanned, I think Dawn did this, and you could see like 130 biomarkers were off. Of these 114, which is half, is coming up positive to reset the stomach. The second one was grapefruit. The third one was candida. And you could, when I see this immediately, when there is a stomach that's off, I'd always think of something to do with Lyme and H. pylori. For some reason, I feel very strongly about that. And if you see the stresses, something is stressing, that is stressing due to either chemicals or magnetic fields and bacteria vaccines and all these, the environmental toxin, and the inflammatory marker is very low. But when I look at his range, it's 15.71 until 16, it's emotional. Everything is so depleted. Oh my God, nothing, no energy. Starting from adrenals. So which means he's in adrenal exhaustion. He ran his race, he wiped out his adrenals, and he's in adrenal fatigue. That's the first thing I'll think of. Why is he so sturdy? Is running out of his immunity and his adrenals. There are two possibilities. One is like either it is immunodeficiency, genetic, or it is adrenal fatigue because of life being very stressful, running out of juices. So you could see the stress markers. The first thing resets is protease. And if it is enzyme that it's looking for, there is something the liver is not able to process and the liver is overwhelmed. And interestingly, the presentation of multiple candida infections everywhere with, I think it was a foot and toenail fungus. We call it paronychia. Anytime there is fungus in the feet, I'll always think of pitta, which is steroid converted into bad pitta layer in the brain that's not getting reset. That's the first thing I'll think of. So why is pitta layer off? It's because the bile is so depleted, it's not making the adrenals is not getting fed. Which means, for me, if adrenals is depleted of hormones, it's coming from precursors for the hormone, dihydrotestosterone. And how does that come? Cholesterol is depleted. Cholesterol is depleted, why? So either he's not absorbing fat-soluble vitamins, or you're not getting any fats in the diet, or he's chronically eating carbohydrate diet, something to do with fats. And something is not getting processed. So I feel it's like a combination of pancreas and liver and immunity. We need to take a look and Lyme. And that's the first thing I'll think of. So when you look at here, they're replacing it with some minerals and vitamins, which resets of the 130 biomarkers. 114 goes away with the gastric formula. But when I'm using a formula for him, I'll also do the H. pylori cleanse, which will reset the Bartonella. I think it's a specific Lyme that attacks the stomach area. And that's what I do. And the second thing is they are making the bile more alkaline with grapefruit, limony. So we are going to see why is it that we are looking at the candida is least of his problem. I think immunity is number one problem. So let me go back to his previous scan, which interestingly, right? I'm going to go to the advanced 2. Okay, so I'm going to go to the advanced 1 full report. When I look at this one, it's amazing how much stress is here. Here, there's tremendous amount of stress. And this is overwhelming his body. 518 stresses. I think they probably tested 550. He has no hormones left. No hormones at all. He's wiped out. So this is crazy. He is 3/4. He needs hormonal support. So I think really we need to focus on why is it that He's so depleted in hormones. And it is hormones and gonadal support. And I feel it is either coming from environmental toxin or Lyme. I think it is adrenals again, like, something to do with liver not making some hormones from the cholesterol that is used for liver and gallbladder support. And I feel like, this is not good. And the EAV meridians, if you see, he's tremendously degenerated, electromagnetic. He has some electro EMF field. He is either near his home or something. He needs to reset his home. He needs to stabilize his home. They call it Vastu. Like, he needs to really electromagnetically stabilize. He is so depleted by whatever it is that is surrounding, like, wires. Take a look at it. What is it that is weeping his energy out? The second thing is pesticide. See, this one is degeneration. His body is in degeneration. He's falling apart, essentially. The second thing that is very, very inflammatory is pesticides. So we need to figure out what is it. Phenolics, chemicals is coming in, virus, fungi, molds, insects. And then his number one stressor is lungs. So he's inhaling all these poisons. He's doing it through his lung. He's inhaling lung poisons, which is going to his liver, and the liver is getting depleted. And because of that, he's not making any hormones, and the adrenal is wiped out. That kind of makes sense. And if you see, he has a non-A, non-B hepatitis. Why should the liver be inflamed? He's inflaming his liver. And how is it? I think it is some sort of environmental toxin, whether it's chemtrails or like, I don't want to throw out words. I don't feel good about it, but they call it liver heat. There is one side of a Lyme which actually attacks the liver. So that would be my number one thing I'd be worried about. All the others, they are doing essential oils. I would even do turmeric oil formula. So we reset him. He really needs some sort of adaptogen. Adaptogen means restoring the vitality. And I'm going to bring out the ones we use. We use multiple adaptogen, but the one they have it with deer antler. And that's what as adaptogen I'll recommend. The other adaptogen you can do is oxytocin. So the oxytocin is one adaptogen. The other one is Adaptogen PR Labs. And I think they have with the what is it called? This one R3. This is like a vegetarian capsule Dr. Marshall recommends, which I really love. He needs this in addition. The other adaptogen I really like is royal jelly. This is what the royal or honeybee would, the queen bee would eat. So that's also a very pricey formula, but I think he really needs to restore his health. This, if you see, it is produced from rhodiola, and it is rhodiola root, euthera, like, a specific mushroom called cordipro. You can even get kombucha tea with it. That's one thing I think he would need, because he really is wiping out his body. This is my recommendation, and I would suggest to start off with, like the way it said, to reset the stomach, do H. pylori protocol, which would mean you would do the 30-day, like, you'll build it up every 3 days. You would do the 10 vial. It will be 10 vial. The first vial will be day 1. There will be the 10th vial on the day 30. And then on the second month, it will be the 10th vial on day 1. And then the first vial will be on day 30. Every 3 days, you would need to change the vial. And that would be for H. pylori. You will build it up and bring it down. That would allow the H. pylori to be reset in his whole body, secondary to Lyme. The second thing is adaptogen to, like, restore the liver health and the pitta layer, and then build his immunity, like, whether it's royal jelly, or you can also do oxytocin, whichever it is. I would be very gentle with him and start him slowly and then advance it further. This would be my safe bet for him. Okay, I think, and we can do it slowly. there is no rush on resetting it. I think that is what I would suggest. I'm gonna just quickly go over. No, answers. What does it say? A little slow. Yeah, I think that finishes most of what I want. Next time when it comes in, I would suggest you do like this is my report, but like I think on your end you can do the line scan just to see completion. And I hope this helps, Don. I'm gonna stop the video, stop recording so that you, I think you kind of know what you're doing. I don't think I'm gonna overstress this. There is my screen. It's not coming up. Yep. Stop